What's going on, guys? Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. In today's episode, we're going to be going over a house that never gets any love. Nobody ever talks about it. We're going over the house of Rogue Perfumery. Amazing freaking house. And I'm asking myself, why the hell have I not caught on to these guys sooner? Because in today's episode, we are going back to the roaring 20s. We are going back to when perfumery was perfumery. I'll be going over a lot of the history of the House of Rogue Perfumery and also 6 of my favorite that I think you should be getting your nose on. So stay tuned. Cue that intro. Welcome back, my beautiful fragrance family, to My 2 Cents. My name is Brian, and this is the show all about boosting your confidence through the art of fragrance, becoming a lasting scent memory. Quite astonished, a little dumbfounded, and very perplexed on why nobody ever talks about the House of Rogue Perfumery. I'm going to make a quick disclaimer. If you enjoy fragrances that are very mass appealing, that are basically this entire shelf right here, this is my designer shelf. If you are a fan of all your Dior's, your Chanel's, your Aqua de Jo's, and fragrances like that that are just super mass appealing, this might not be the episode for you, and I'll see you in the next one. But if you enjoy fragrances for the art, the creativity, what perfumery used to be back in the early 1900s, if you enjoy your Eau Sauvage, your Drakkar Noirs, your Polo Greens, and even further back to your old school Guerlains, then this is the episode for you. Before we get into the house, I just want to say real quick, thank you so much for the love and support, guys. Y'all are freaking amazing. I want to welcome each and every one of you to join this amazing fragrance family. So hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Throw me up those likes, guys. Help me get my algorithm out there. Let's get this family tree growing and growing and growing, and let's see how big we can get it. And don't forget, leave me some comments down below. This episode may not get a lot of views because not a lot of people know about Rogue Perfumery, but you need to know about them. My hope is that later down the road, people start picking up on this house because it's incredible. And if people start watching this later down the road and it starts getting views and Rogue Perfumery starts getting the love and hype that it deserves, then this episode worked. And that's all that matters to me because this house deserves to be talked about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into I'm a Dapper Dan Man with some I'm going to fanboy out just a little bit on the house, okay? So I'm going to give you some history, I'm going to give you some background, but I'll try to make it short, simple, and as sweet as possible. Manuel Cross is the owner and the perfumer at Rogue Perfumery. Manuel is a chef by trade since 1993. In 2007, he started his journey down the road of perfumery as an independent perfumer. Now, he started with essential oils that he found at his local health and wellness shops. And apparently, the fragrances he was making were not good. But he started really diving deep into the history of old school perfumery. Now, he says that he hasn't created anything groundbreaking. Well, I beg to differ, because what Rogue Perfumery and Manuel Cross do is they break the rules, and I love it. I love it. He brings back the 1900s, the early 1900s, the roaring 20s, pre-prohibition, prohibition style perfumery, when oak moss was in everything. What he has done is he's brought back the classy, sophisticated, dapper, elegant, beautiful fragrances of the past. And he does it magnificently. First fragrance I'm going to start off with is Monsieur. So I'm going to get a couple things out of the way because each one of these fragrances share a few similarities. The similarities are they're all eau de toilettes. And they're all $87 for a 30 ml and they're $156 for a 75 ml. I'll leave links in the description to Rogue Perfumery's website and to Lucky Scent. Lucky Scent is where I purchased all of mine. Monsieur was launched in 2020. If you like your classic fougères like Drakkar Noir, Platinum Egoiste, this is a great fragrance for you. This is one of the most beautiful lavender fragrances, but it's not just the lavender. I'm going to say oak moss over and over and over again in this episode. Why? Because he uses a lot of oak moss. Again, does not comply with IFRA regulations. So right off the top, I get that beautiful lavender mixed with some really nice bergamot. And it's a nice fruity, juicy bergamot. There is some rose geranium in there as well, and it adds just kind of a mentholiness to it. Shortly into it, that oak moss becomes very predominant, and it's such a nice oak moss. Get some creamy sandalwood, a little bit of that old school style of carnation. This is a beautifully blended fragrance. If you like those high class fougères, if you like your Roge Doves, then this is actually a better avenue for you because they're way cheaper. And even though they're eau de toilettes, I get great performance out of them. They're not beast mode projectors for the entirety of the fragrance, but for the first hour or two, I get great projection. And then it starts settling down to the skin, but I get wafts of it throughout the day for at least 8 hours. This is an incredible fragrance. Check out Bon Monsieur. The next fragrance I'll be talking about is Mousse Illuminee. Mousse Illuminee, also translated to illuminated moss. Wow. Oak moss in this is so incredible. That is what I get right off the top. And that mixed with some beautiful artemisia and some white florals. So this thing is just aromatic, super aromatic, but it's creamy, very creamy. It reminds me of a really nice shaving soap from a classic barbershop. You get a lot of nice green facets. The cypress in this, incredible. Laurels, incredible. Lots of greenery, still lots of oak moss. Lots of aromatic artemisia and some really nice resins from olibanum, and then you get some really clean musks and some really nice cedar that starts coming into the heart and through the dry down. If you like polo green, the original, not the reformulated stuff, if you like the original polo green, but not as foresty, and let's say you like green Irish tweed, this right here would be perfect for you. Check out Mousse Illuminee. So you like your Prada L'Hommes, your soapy, fresh fragrances. While everybody else is wearing their Prada L'Hommes, set yourself apart, be a little bit more unique, and try out Ishtar. So this takes your soapy, fresh, clean fragrance and adds this amazing olibanum and myrrh. Oh my God. You get some juniper berry, and that's blended very well with a nice lily, and then sandalwood. So it's nice and creamy. It's soapy, spicy, creamy, and amazing. Think Prada L'Homme, but added in with some frankincense and myrrh. It is so good. So if you like those soapy, fresh fragrances and you want to be a little bit more unique and you want to kind of know what it was like to be in the 1920s and to smell fresh and clean, Ishtar. Check it. Next one on my list is become one of my favorite Chypres because it is a true Chypre, and it's Chypre Siam. Oh man, oh man. This is a quite challenging fragrance, I'm going to be honest, but I love it for that. All these fragrances take a very confident man to wear, but they will help boost your confidence. These are not just like, oh, I'm just going to throw this on and go to the club. None of these are clubbing fragrances. These are a man's fragrances. They take sophistication, they take class, they take a type of elegance, but you can wear them, I promise you. All you got to do is believe in yourself, and these fragrances will believe in you. Chypre Siam starts out with this really, really juicy, fruity kaffir lime. And that kaffir lime is mixed with this really nice basil, but that oak moss, again, punch you in the face kind of oak moss. It's got a little bit of an animalic tinge to it. It is earthy, it's dark, it's dense, it's rich, it's moist. It is freaking awesome. You get this really nice opulent jasmine that adds a little bit of sweetness and some ylang-ylang. That ylang-ylang adds just a little bit of the fruitiness to help support that kaffir lime. Now this also has civet in it, so that's where you're going to get those animalic tones. Nice creamy sandalwood in the base. This is a beautiful Chypre. If you enjoy your classic Chypres, Chypre Siam is definitely for you. For the price and for the quality and all the natural ingredients, this is incredible. Next is a new one to 2021, and it's a Vetifleur. He changed the cap, and I really like it. I wish they weren't plastic caps, but you know what? I like the vintage style of all these bottles. I think they're really classy and cool looking. Vetifleur, if you guessed, it's a vetiver fragrance. You're absolutely right. This starts out with a really nice bergamot, and you right off the bat, you're gonna get oak moss, jasmine, and you definitely get some Java vetiver. So this is more of like a dry, though green and clean, slightly woody vetiver. You get a little rose nuance in there, but it's really just like this really earthy, natural rose, not sweet whatsoever. In fact, this doesn't have any sweet facets to it much at all. It's got a nice creaminess once you get into the base because the musks and the sandalwood are done very well. Vetifleur is an amazing vetiver fragrance. If you enjoy vetiver, definitely check this one out. You can't find this on his website, I don't believe, but you can find it at Lucky Scent. Again, 156 for a 75 ml or 87 for a 30 ml. Can't go wrong either way. The last one on my list is Derviche II. Oh man, this is such an interesting fragrance, and it's so beautiful. This is probably the most unisex out of all the ones that I've shown you. Man, I love this fragrance. You get some citruses up top, then you have these Mediterranean herbs, and they're just, it adds a little bit of greenness and a little bit of spiciness, but then you get this really awesome, what I consider like a rock candy, which is candied fruits. Oh my God. Amber and vanilla add this nice soft sweetness to it. It's not overly sweet. And then you get this really nice clean musk. The clean musks in it is what actually keep this being very fresh. And man, even though this is fresh, it's semi-sweet, it's spicy, and it's citrusy. It's incredible. If you're looking for like a semi-sweet, citrus, fruity, woody, incensey, beautiful fragrance, definitely check out Derviche II. This is so unique. So guys, I highly recommend the house of Rogue Perfumery. Manuel Cross is a genius. What he has done has blown my mind. He brings back the artistic style, the history, the OG style of perfumery. These are not going to be mass appealing fragrances, not whatsoever, but they're unique. They're dapper, they're classy, they're elegant. These transport you back to a time when things were a little bit more carefree. There were not so many laws and regulations on how you had to smell. So if you are interested in that, I highly suggest checking out the wonderful world of Rogue Perfumery. So that's it for me today, guys. I will be coming out later with my whiffs of the week, so stay tuned for that. I hope you all have an amazing day. And if you enjoyed today's episode, then do me a favor, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.